After engaging in bitter public feuds in the past, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump and Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg seem to have warmed up to each other. After dining together at Mar-a-Lago last week, Zuckerberg's company Meta now says he wants to advise Trump on artificial intelligence and tech policy. Now, he is the latest tech billionaire to openly seek closer ties with Trump as he prepares for his second term in office. He joins the likes of Elon Musk, whom Trump has tasked with reducing government bureaucracy. Musk played an important part in Donald Trump's presidential election campaign and helped fund it. Now, his close relationship with Trump, though, has sparked questions on whether he has too much influence over the president-elect.
A star is born, Elon.
A powerful alliance. After spending an estimated $200 million on Trump's campaign, Elon Musk was tapped to lead the new Department of Government Efficiency.
Musk effectively bought his way into this relationship. It appears that he is able to translate his economic power into political power.
Some critics even say it's the beginning of an oligarchy, a government controlled by a small group of powerful people for corrupt and selfish purposes. So what makes Musk different from other political donors? His companies depend heavily on government contracts and regulations, making his access potentially lucrative. His rocket firm SpaceX is currently competing for a series of contracts with the US Space Force worth billions. SpaceX is already a major contractor of NASA and the Defense Department. And his other company, the electric car maker Tesla, is currently facing scrutiny from the main federal auto safety regulator for its self-driving software system.
Musk, through even small changes to federal regulations, even small changes to the federal contracting process, could substantially increase Musk's profits.
Elon Musk's power to shape opinions also makes him different from other wealthy donors.
It's not just the money with Musk. It's that he owns Twitter. He owns this very loud platform, and he's a huge public figure.
Musk bought the social media platform in 2022 and renamed it X. His own account, with over 200 million followers, became a megaphone for Trump's talking points leading up to the election.
Elon Musk purchased Twitter and reshaped it into a forum for advancing right-wing content. The algorithm was tweaked to help elevate pro-Trump content, to help elevate conspiracy theories about the election.
Musk's influence means that foreign policy decisions could also be shaped by his business interests. Musk was invited to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida on election night and was there when Trump spoke with world leaders, including the Ukrainian president. Musk controls Starlink, the satellite network that provides low-cost internet to remote locations. It's been used by Ukraine in its war with Russia.
We've heard J.D. Vance, the vice president-elect, before the election, threatening Europe that if European lawmakers would regulate more of Elon Musk's platforms, that the US would pull out of NATO.
The multi-billionaire will wield enormous power and his businesses will profit. Americans of modest means can only hope that what's good for Elon Musk will be good for America.
Let's bring in Paris Marx, a technology journalist and host of the podcast Tech Won't Save Us. Paris, welcome to DW. Now, Elon Musk has been dubbed a co-president by some members of Trump's inner circle. How big do you think his influence is over U.S. politics right now?
Quite significant, unfortunately. Elon Musk has spent a lot of money to try to get Donald Trump elected, and now people are calling him like the first buddy or the shadow president because of the influence that he has with Donald Trump, and because he is often close to Donald Trump. He is often in these calls, as your segment said. And it seems to be that when it comes to electric vehicle policy, when it comes to space policy, when it comes to tech policy more generally, especially through this Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk is going to be quite influential in shaping some of the important policies that come out of the Trump administration.
Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, has expressed confidence today that Musk will not abuse government power because that would be, and I'm quoting him, un-American. How do you see it?
It's an interesting comment to make, I think, from Sam Altman. I think Elon Musk is obviously going to abuse the power that he has because he so often does that. Time and again, when you look at his business dealings, there is already suggestions that he is going to try to make sure that electric vehicle policy benefits Tesla over other automakers. There are suggestions in what has been said about this Department of Government Efficiency already that it's going to be targeting NASA in a way that is going to benefit SpaceX. There's talk about AI policy, which Musk's companies are very involved in. So, in each of these spheres where Elon Musk is involved, he seems to be trying to ensure that he is going to benefit from these changes that are going to come from a Trump administration. So, I'd like to believe Sam Altman, but I think I'm a bit more skeptical.
Musk is by no means the only tech bro cozying up to Trump. Is the U.S. really headed towards an oligarchy?
I think the United States has been an oligarchy for quite a while. I don't think it needs the tech industry to make it one. I think what we're more so seeing is, traditional billionaires and powerful individuals in the United States being displaced to some degree by this new group of billionaires that has emerged from Silicon Valley that is not just very wealthy, but controls corporations that are, powerful in the United States, but globally as well. And so, they have been experiencing increasing regulatory pressure, increasing threats of taxation, over the past few years. And it seems like they have decided to use their power and wealth to ensure that those investigations and, those policies that they don't like are really going to go away under this new administration.
Is that what has motivated that change in Silicon Valley? Because Trump's first term was very much characterized by disputes with tech giants, and Silicon Valley more broadly did at one point stand for much more progressive values than Trump.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting shift, I would say, right? Because, if we think back a decade or so ago when Barack Obama was in power, before the first Trump presidency, the tech industry was very close to the Democratic Party because that was what made sense, on the business side, but also politically as well. I think that what we have been seeing is that, through the 2010s or much of the 2010s, the tech industry was often praised. There wasn't much regulatory scrutiny applied to it. Its companies could kind of do as they wanted and could get away with a lot of things. What we started to see through the end of the 2010s and especially into the early 2020s is that really start to change. And that made a lot of these billionaires in Silicon Valley, as their power and wealth increased, quite angry. And so that is why they looked for a new direction to funnel their wealth and their political energy to make sure that these things, these policies that they didn't like, started to go away. And they've become much closer with Donald Trump than they were in the first term that he had.
I think we can all agree on the fact that these tech billionaires are not in it for a charity. You just laid it out there. They very much have their interests at heart, but those are also competing interests. Are we bound to see clashes between all those people that are now seeking to get closer to the center of power?
Oh, I definitely think so. As your segment said, Elon Musk is, very close, but a lot of other tech billionaires are trying to move in there as well. We've seen, Mark Zuckerberg has been saying positive things about Trump and had dinner with him last week. Jeff Bezos, before Trump even won the election, spiked an endorsement at the Washington Post, which is a major newspaper that he owns, which was going to endorse Kamala Harris. And a lot of these tech billionaires have been saying more positive things about Trump to make sure that when he gets into power, that say antitrust investigations are going to go away and things like that. But I think what we're more likely to see is that, yes, on some aspects of this, the policies that Trump takes is going to benefit certain billionaires and certain tech interests. But it seems like on other parts of this, it might be, say on social media, where there has been a lot of focus from the political right and from Republicans in particular on making sure that, conservative voices are not silenced and things like that. In that sphere, it might be that some companies might still take on some ire or some regulatory pressure, more so to win political points from this administration rather than thinking about, making markets work efficiently and things like that.
Uncharted territory, as so many times with Donald Trump. That was tech journalist Paris Marx. Thank you so much for all those insights.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.